I will do it every time.
Gwen falls out an airlock. Cool. So the game can begin.
You know what's fantastic? My desktop audio was muted, so that didn't happen.
Fuck yeah.
You're just given an opportunity to do it again. You realize that.
You shouldn't have said it. You should have waited that. You should have waited.
Just go. Just go.
Cool. So, can anyone tell me what happened last week? Or last time we played?
We blew up a space station.
Oh, space did? I remember no such thing. I just remember someone blowing up the space station.
Spaceship.
We escaped an explosion.
The space station didn't blow up. A spaceship blew up. And I don't remember it being you guys who blew up.
Because we were captured by douchebags.
The ADF.
I distinctly remember us being captured by douchebags and
rightful authorities.
Gwen being isolated and
rightfully
just basically torturing this innocent soldier for eternity by this point.
And then in the closet.
And then my narrative positioning paid off by someone rescuing us.
Cool. So, where are you guys currently?
We are currently on a transport ship running away.
Yep. Is it a transport? Okay, I thought it might have just been a shuttle.
It's a shuttle.
Yeah, you're basically in a shuttle. It doesn't have like a drive to do long journeys quickly, so you're going somewhere relatively close by.
And we kidnapped some random people.
Yeah, so can I remember who you actually saved off the crew of the
Yeah,
Kendall?
I wrote a list.
The CO and Matt's people.
Arlene, Vinny, Erica, Leona, and Christy.
Cool.
So
awesome.
My two assistants, Lane's or
bandmate.
Constantine's bandmate, and the pilot and the XO.
Sweet. Awesome.
The murdering XO.
Well, you accused her of said things, but that doesn't mean she did it.
There's no proof.
Didn't save Slane, and that was
anyone.
No. At the end, we found out Slane was alive because he's the baddest, hardest motherfucker on the planet. Why would he come to kill us?
Because we accidentally blew him up.
We didn't do anything.
I mean, given Lane's propensity for exaggeration, I do think Morgan will blame himself. No. I do think he'll blame himself again.
We
Slane
basically saw...
think he blew up himself.
We basically saw two characters who were in last session who survived. You guys remembered Slane, that's fine. We did see another one survive as well.
Yeah, it was the crazy lady. Wait, no, it was
Crazy.
It was the bitch I pissed off.
I feel
Crazy?
Sorry, Gwen is the crazy lady. It's the lady that the crazy lady tortured.
The one who was doing her job.
No one actually did any of that is the best part.
Yeah. Cool. So we fade up, I think, on a it's like radar screen sort of thing, where we see basically you guys pulling into a dock of some sort. We don't have a description on where the dock is just yet. That's fine. And essentially, we see the man with the feathered tattoos piloting said ship towards this dock, and we see standing behind him is Morgan, and the man, the feathered tattoo man, without looking over his shoulder at Morgan, says, this is your one get out of jail free card. You burnt it. Next time I'm coming, it's not to pick you up.
That's kind of what I've been led to believe. You've pretty much confirmed it, so it's got to be good.
It says, once again, still without kind of looking back at you, he says, I think it's fair that I let you know the terms of the agreement, so that next time you see me, you're prepared. I would hate to have anyone say I had an unfair advantage.
You still do, but it's less obvious.
He nods. But at least I'll let you know I'm coming.
Oh, that's nice.
Anyway, hopefully it won't be a problem. Hopefully I won't need to come back to clean up any more messes. I'll let you off here and we'll part ways. And you keep the package safe. That is your only objective as of now.
Yep.
He nods. You'll be contacted with further instructions later. The normal way.
Good.
And although he hasn't moved or looked around, you get the impression he's said everything that he's going to. He goes back to getting the ship ready to go to dock.
Yeah. Well, I better head back and see what I can salvage.
Sweet. Cool.
All right.
So, you guys are pulling into the Europa docks around Jupiter, which, if you guys remember, was where the Kendall was going anyway. You kind of ended up at your final destination, not probably the way you were hoping to. It has been probably a week and a half to 2 weeks that you've been on this like small enclosed shuttle. So I imagine you're all about ready to get off and get some of your own personal space for a while. All of your things that you had confiscated from you from the EDF are on board the shuttle, all packaged up. I assume you've already gone through them and retrieved your equipment or belongings.
Did we confirm that they hadn't been, like, nothing had been stolen or tampered with?
From your like inspection, yeah, everything seems there.
Okay.
Everything seems to be there.
How long has it been since we escaped?
Probably about 2 weeks.
Okay.
The shuttle essentially has like emergency rations. So you've been eating what essentially tastes like cardboard for the last 2 weeks, and drinking reconstituted water, which is not great because the filters on board this ship aren't amazing, but you get by. So yeah, you guys dock at Europa. What are you doing as the ship docks and we see the doors of the shuttle open to a commercial dock? See people hustling back and forth. We see like people unloading baggage. We see small security team, and we see a man in a rather cheap-looking suit, with two other larger men behind him approaching the shuttle.
How big is the station in terms of like size, population, and importance?
Europa is probably a mid-level commercial hub, or at least the satellite around Europa is a mid-level commercial hub. The actual station is run by I'm going to say relatively small in terms of so far we've been dealing with like the EDF and Saturn Corp, who are like the two largest players in the game. But they're big enough to own a station, right? But they only own this station. So they're relatively small in regards to the people we've been playing with so far. But yeah, the station's mid-level. It's the hub for commercial traffic in and around Jupiter.
Okay.
So it gets a fair amount of foot traffic.
And this guy in the cheap suit's approaching our shuttle?
Yep.
Do I know him?
No. I mean, you guys can roll to see what skill would be relevant here. What have we got?
Connect, probably?
Yeah, that works.
I think.
See if you guys have ever met or recognized. Yeah, connect or no. Either one I can justify, because no would be more you trying to remember him, and connect is whether you've kind of met him before. So either one works.
Neither of those.
What races? Not what? But where does he come from? Like spacer, Martian?
He's a spacer.
Okay.
He's a spacer.
Do you want to roll, Matt?
The people either side of him are space as well.
There's no way I would know him.
I can try.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably more likely.
Yeah. Constantine is the most likely one.
There's no
what
way I would
attribute to
know.
roll with connect?
Charisma?
Yep.
I'm
Charisma works.
assuming.
Okay.
Nice.
9.
Cool. So you haven't met this guy before, but you've met his type, right? He's a low-level corporate person. There's at least 4 of these in every single docking bay and every single station you've ever been to ever. They're the people who walk around and do like low-level jobs but think they're really important.
Like security.
Like security.
Apart from security, you have guns. This dude has a pen.
No, I meant like security at like concerts.
Yeah.
If no one jumps to the, if no one else like starts to walk forward, I hop
You
down.
get held back by Morgan, and he says,
Okay.
Constantine, you're more experienced with these types. Why don't you bedazzle him for us?
Smiles. I give it the good old Martian try.
Go for it. What do you do? So he walks forward. He has a data pad in one hand, and he's walking towards the ship. His 2 goons are either side of him.
I look him up and down and say, what would like I know to be like the general term for these kind of people? Like just officer, like
Yeah, they're like dock officers.
okay. Well, hey there, officer. You coming to do your routine inspection?
He nods. Says, yes, and collect our docking fees.
Docking fees? Well, you see, would you normally get that from the guy who drives it or the guy who owns it?
That doesn't matter, as long as the fees are paid.
What's the fee?
Kind of shrugs. For a ship your size, and he pulls up his compad and taps a few things in. Carrying your crew. What currency are you using?
You just see Morgan grabbing Batura and heading over to Christie.
Motherfucker.
So there's pretty much almost every like corporation runs its own currency. Earth has its currency. Mars has its currency. There's quite a
So
few.
what would have we been using since we were on the?
You would have been paid with like the Saturn currency.
Okay.
I had a name for it. I don't know where it is. Just you can say Saturn currency for
Saturn
now. There is
bucks?
an actual name.
Yeah.
Saturn bucks.
Currently,
That's
we're
probably
all.
that's probably like the colloquial term, right? Everyone calls them Saturn bucks, but it's not the official term.
It's like an S and a B with like.
I was gonna call it Saturnalia.
Calligraphy.
So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we got the Saturnalia. That's what we're carrying, there, officer.
He
I'm
nods.
Southern now. It's fine.
He nods. Says, and quick calculation. 500. How long are you staying?
I don't. Probably enough to get just a little while to be able to jump ship again. Yeah.
He nods. Says, Mind if we have a look around? A routine inspection.
Of course, go ahead.
Are you following him as he goes inside?
Oh yeah, and while he's looking at things, I'm just like talking his ear off.
Okay. So like halfway through this process, he like interrupts you mid-sentence, whatever you're saying. He says, this is an interesting ship. EDF, if I'm not mistaken. How does your crew come aboard an EDF shuttle?
Well, the thing is, we were picked up by a rescue mission. Our ship was blown to pieces, and they decided to drop us off here.
He nods. And the EDF rescue queue?
Give me a second.
This is when Morgan is talking to Christian. It's just like, look, I sent Constantine. He's going to fuck this up. You need to deal with said issue because you're the only one who had authority on the previous ship, and you probably know how to get around these thugs.
Well, actually, you know how the EDF are, my good officer. Our pilot, he's already skedaddled, hasn't he? He's fucked off. Yeah, he's
You
already
open the
up.
cockpit, he's not there.
Yeah, he's already up and left. Said he had important business to do, and you know how the EDF are. We don't slow them down, especially people of. You kind of like just eyes everyone. Our persuasions.
Nods. Says, EDF ship like this, it's going to cost triple. Have to move you to a military docking bay. It costs more.
Whoa.
This is when you say, let the EDF deal with it.
Yeah. The EDF will cover. It's their ship.
You're like, I do not see them around. You are here. You fix the thing.
Oh, I'll fix this. Now, I'm just saying, you might not recognize me because I've been on a fucking shuttle for 2 weeks. But I am the Constantine, right? Pretty well known around Mars area. This would be really helpful if you gave us your original price instead of trying to grab us by the so-called spaceballs.
And make him
roll
forget.
for me,
And
Constantine.
make him forget that it's an EDF ship. Liam,
What the fuck do I roll for this, Liam?
Something.
Talk?
I want to see what Constantine rolls first. Quite.
okay.
Yeah, talk us.
Okay.
Double ones.
Fuck off, Matt.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I think he kind of like he doesn't really budge. And then one of his like guardsmen like leans over and like says something quietly to him. And he looks up at you and he says, okay. We can do the original price, but as it turns out, my friend here, his daughter, big fan. His signature, autograph, photo even for his daughter. Yeah. I could see clear to forget this is an EDF ship. Waive the military docking fee. Base original.
You see Constantine smile wide because he never thought this would happen.
Oh no.
Yeah, no problem, man. And I shout out over their corner, Leona, autograph, pose 3.
Awesome. So yeah, she like she's like sitting watching the show. And she stands up and goes to a bag that's kind of like in the collection. She like opens it up and we see her going through and she's like muttering to herself. She's like, "No, this is 6. That's a 7. Fuck, what's She pulls it out. 3.
This is where we find out the massive suitcase he's been lugging along for the past 7 months is just full of photographs and autographed pictures of himself.
Yeah, and she hands it to you. Number 3.
And how would you sign stuff in this universe? Would it be just with a pen or?
Yeah.
All
right,
It's
so
like a digital marker.
There are still like
You want your DNA sample?
that's creepy. So I get Leona to sign it, I sign it, and then underneath I go fire and ice underline. It's like, here you go, and here's your 500 credits.
Do you actually have 500 credits?
Yes.
Nice.
Sick. He nods as he sees he pulls up his compad and sees the credit transfer. Yeah, he hands the or a signed autograph over to his companion, and he nods at you. He says, "Enjoy your stay on Europa, sir." He like nods and turns and leaves the ship.
Holy shit!
Good job, Constantine. That was awesome.
I did a good.
Yeah. You just see Morgan with Dr. Matura next to him and Christy. Like they were in sort of like a conversation, and he just looks at you as they're leaving, and he's just like, "What the fuck did he do?
He did it!
No!"
I'm in conversation with Christy, so I'm ignoring Morgan.
Okay. Let's see how this conversation's going. We like as we see, so the camera kind of follows the dock officer as he leaves the ship, and it pans across, and we kind of like stay on Mature and Christy. What do we fall into the conversation at?
Yes. Okay. We jump. The audio fades in, and Matua is. And that, Christy, is why a blood sample of yours would be highly valuable at this point in time. What do you say?
That's beyond the point. I never told.
Shall I get turns to look at you? No. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Now, you said that last time.
Matura. You've tried for the past 2 weeks to do this. It won't work. This is how it works. Christy. We've paid the docking fees. And he just looks like, yeah, that's like an accomplishment. Like, look, he looks over at Constantine like the people leaving. It's just like,
You see me doing this.
I wasn't sure how that would work, but apparently it paid off.
Cool.
Constantine's.
We didn't even have to use any of your skills. We did it. I should invite you over to dinner.
Morgan, you're getting significantly off track here. Significantly.
I'm getting off track. Look, Christy, you're the only one who had any authority on the last ship. No one knows that the ship crashed except who owns it and the people we informed.
Jekyll, like, puffs. It's like,
not to mention, this is a giant EDF beacon to, whoever wants to look.
It's like, what? You want me to be the leader of this ragtag bunch of shit?
Shit, man.
Fucking
you're the
fucking
XO.
Place.
I'm not saying be the leader. I'm saying get us out of this mess, and we'll help you. You'll help us.
It's like the eyebrows kind of like eyes squint. Fuck would I help you, Arthur? What
Because
you do
we
to me?
saved your ass. That's
that
why.
ship. Shrugs. I was getting up that ship anyway.
Because, Christy, if you don't help us, I will go and find the nearest EDF officer and alert him to the fact that you are a sympathizer and
like
officer of
idea.
the rebels.
She laughs.
Sounds like an idiot.
And you think you'd get off better with that conversation?
I do.
Think you'd do better?
I do. I'm an Earther, as you fondly and constantly state. They love us. They don't like your kind. If we're gonna go there,
Doctor.
Christy.
It's at this point Gwen chimes in and says, "Realize we're probably all wanted at this point."
Like she like leans in a little bit. She says, "Doctor, have you seen what you do? You think that's covered under EDF regulations? You think they'll care more about a belter or a spacer or you?
I am
Someone who made that.
sure I do not know what you are talking about, Christy."
Zooms out, she
Like-
shows a massive silhouette.
Yeah, her eyes like flick across to Morgan. Yeah, but I'm sure they'll notice. They're good at noticing things like that.
I roll my eyes. Look at Morgan pointedly.
Look, Mature, you don't want to go there. We want to keep this at least at a friendly relation. We don't have many friends.
She is the one who is refusing to help us simply because we are from fucking Earth.
Look, that's besides the point. The point here is she's not going to inform on the EDF, and we're not going to inform on her. But what's going to happen in the near future is of utmost importance. So, I would like to discuss future engagements, such as what we do when we get out of this port. I'm sure you have EDF contacts who are friendly to these freedom fighters, who might intercede on your behalf once more.
She looks at you, Morgan. She says, yeah, I got friends. Doesn't mean you have friends. What you gonna do? How are you gonna benefit me?
We happen to have some usable identities already in play.
Give me something better than that. What, you think my organization is just going to let two Earthers strong on board that ship? You nods towards Gwen. She'd be welcome. You too. The Martian? Shakes her head. They're not going to let you board a ship. You need something better than that.
I look at Morgan very pointedly, like, well, if I can do it once, I can do it again. I'm sure the Resistance would love my particular set of skills, and Morgan's is beyond compare.
She laughs. Yeah. Maybe one, two of us take that risk. Rest of us, though, you're as much a freak as you are in the EDF.
Well, that is just hurtful, Christy.
She goes, that shit? Kind of nods towards Morgan. That even work on belters. Spacers. Different physiology. Bone structure. Muscles. All different.
There's also the fact that brute force really isn't needed in where we live.
Brute force is always needed in war.
She smiles. You're a dying breed. What you do by getting on that ship, killing a few crew members, I can do by evacuating the air. Takes me half the time, a lot less effort.
And what if you could do it in half the time that you already could? I am the person to make that so. I have the ability and the know-how to improve all of your soldiers, all of your crew, to perform at double or triple the efficiency they already are performing at. And with refinement, they wouldn't be as obviously different than their brethren.
She sighs. Roll me a talk, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Like, the thing is, I want to side with her because Gwen hates your experiments, but...
Side with her, then. Side with her. This is an RP game. Do it. Fuck me over.
Fucking... So, this is less about what Christy thinks than what she thinks her leadership will think.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I'm playing on. Like, her...
Yeah.
Yeah, entirely what I'm going for.
She fucking hates it. She doesn't want anything to do with what you're selling.
Oh, yeah, but
her leadership.
I'm trying to convince her that her leadership will want super soldiers.
Yeah.
10?
Do you want to try to roll for a 12?
Gwen
yes, I
steps
do.
forward and says something.
I'm going to reroll.
I do think you get to pick...
you take the highest result, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
There's no point in not to reroll. I'm going to do it just because I really want to... I really want to crash this one.
Oh, God.
12.
There it is. Makes no difference.
So she like looks down for a moment and then looks back up at you, Matua. She says, me? I don't want a fucking inch of what you're selling. Stay the fuck away from me. Although I can't speak for everyone. That's part of what we stand for. Everyone get a say? Nods. Alright. Get you off this station. Get you to talk with the people who matter. Shakes
That's
her
all
head.
we need.
Can't fucking believe this. She like pulls up a compad and like flicks you comm information. Let me know when you're ready to go. Get you off this fucking shithole. And she turns and leaves.
Yeah, I turn to Morgan as she leaves when she's out of earshot. I'm going to turn her into a ferret.
I'd suggest a weasel.
You know what? I like that better.
Yeah, it's a shame she's already part bitch.
I suggest you stop fucking people's DNA.
Yeah, I start to say something, roll my eyes, and just walk off.
Says the random mutation.
You realize that mine is a natural mutation. You are a fucking freak of nature created
What
by a
if?
scientist.
What if Dr. Matua could isolate the genes that made you what you are, and give it to anyone she wanted?
People have been trying that since it was first discovered. No one's done it yet. I highly doubt Mature could do it.
Gwen.
Oh, I think she can, once you give her the proper tools.
All Mature cares about is making freaks. She could
Gwen.
never make anything like me.
You say that like you know so many people who made fucking shark people.
I'm just the beta project.
Yeah, and look how great he is. He's my best friend, except for Leona. But you're up there. You're up there, Morgan.
You hear
Constantine.
you hear from inside the ship. Damn fucking right.
He's a tool, nothing more. He wasn't created to be a masterpiece. He was created to serve a purpose. Humans don't need to be engineered.
Well, that getting more into a philosophy of what you
Well-
think we're designed for.
You seem to be under the impression that Dr. Matua was the one who decided what purpose I wanted to be.
I don't understand you.
She just made me better than what I am at what I wanted to be better at. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like Neil Armstrong taking supplements to be the best bicyclist in the world. Come on.
Doesn't make it legal.
I love the idea that the whole Neil Armstrong debacle.
wasn't Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong either.
Yeah.
No, I like the
was about to
idea.
say,
We lost him.
Lance Armstrong, guys. Lance.
Lance.
Oh, no.
Lance.
Neo, different man. Did a different
Yeah.
thing.
Still quite
Yeah,
astronaut.
I mixed the two up.
No, I love the idea that in 22,
When just
32,
responds by saying, "There's no bikes on the fucking moon."
I love the idea that it's common knowledge that Neil Armstrong was the guy that rode the bike and like.
He wasn't the guy who rode
No,
the
I
bike.
know, but I love the idea that that has become the common. Like everyone just like
That's
who
yeah,
he's
it's like-
become.
everyone who actually knows anything about history knows who it was.
But everyone
like,
else,
The like pop culture knowledge is like
like
that it
Neil
was
Armstrong
Neil
and
Armstrong rode the
Lance
bike.
Armstrong became the same person, and
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like the Wonder Twins.
like Lance Armstrong, Neil Armstrong did the
One
Tour de
Tour de
France.
France,
Yeah.
that's the moon.
And then he went to the moon. Like, that's what you do.
Fuck yeah, I love it. I love it.
When just says, "There's no fucking bikes on the moon, you moron."
Right.
There is now.
There is now.
Definitely. All right, cool.
Anyhow, Constantine, thanks for dealing with the brass. We've got our ticket out of here. I'm thinking if you tag along, you might get your ticket as well.
You really
That's
think
gr-
she's going to help you?
No, but she'll do what's in her best interests, which means she'll sell us out to the best possible thing to benefit her, which means it's not the EDF.
Yeah, and listen, We have a certain set of skills that are useful. We're
Look.
pretty good at certain things.
When the EDF comes sniffing, it's better that we all went with the same connections and the same person. Because after all, when they look at the footage and check the calls we make and all of the bullshit, the trail will just lead to one place.
And here I thought I was going to finally get away from you, freak.
You know, Gwen, you're real picky for talking to the guy who literally helped you try to get away from an EDF shuttle in the middle of a firefight.
It was necessary at the time. Now it isn't.
How is the...
him? I just don't like him.
It's amazing how much you make me like the Exo more. Holy hell.
Look, Gwen, I like you. I think you have skills we'll need. And I don't think you want to go to these freedom fighters without us.
I just don't think you want to go there in general. They're not going to like you.
They're not going to like you either.
Do you realize that my family's already part of them?
Interesting. No, I don't.
Do now, though. Thanks.
I do now.
I never joined because I didn't see a point in it. Now I do. I've seen what the EDF does to their citizens.
You realize those freedom fighters would have done the same thing if they were in power, right?
I highly doubt they would leave. They would try to take us back to a, what was it, you called it, a black site on the moon?
No, they would have mulched me, taken Machu's research, put her on the black side.
I'm fine with both of those things.
Right, exactly. But the thing I want to impress upon you is that if the freedom fighters were in charge, they'd had their own black side and their own rules. And they would have dealt with us the same way because they can't have ships crashing into their space stations, just like the EDF can't have ships crashing into their space stations.
I need to go.
There's no difference between them.
Gwen decides I need to go contact somebody and walks off.
Cool. All right. So with that, you guys are now on a relatively major space station, one that can provide almost any legal service. What do you guys want to do?
How long will it take to get a message to Saturn?
So light lag between Jupiter and Saturn isn't that long. Like, let me figure out. Let me actually figure out what the light lag between Jupiter and Saturn would be. Let me do the maths.
I think it's like 40 minutes.
How long do you reckon we're gonna be here on this place?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. How long?
It depends.
Does Christy give us any time?
Nope. She said, "Contact me when you're ready to go."
Right.
I want to go and make
So,
money.
Basically, we need some proper food. That's what we do.
I want to go and try and make money.
I
we
have a way to do it. For
we
me,
don't have
anyway.
much money.
Oh, I have no money. I think I have literally no money. I somehow left that all on the ship. I also left my all of my possessions on the ship. That I don't have a compad, because I rolled for money.
So I rolled for money too.
Yeah, you rolled well though. That's the difference.
Which kind of makes sense considering what his character is.
Yeah, and it's
Startup, because I actually wanted stuff.
In retrospect, I should have done that. Yeah, I don't have any money.
In retrospect, you rolled for everything and you're an idiot.
Yeah, but it's an RP game. It's what you should do. You're all just weak sauce.
So between light lag between Jupiter and Saturn would be around about 36 minutes.
Yeah. I put a message in Skype for you, and Gwen sends that to somebody on Saturn.
I want to
Right.
go and get a day job at a clinic.
What?
I
Look, we
wanna-
don't have time for this.
Like,
How? No, wait. How do you think doctors work in the future? It's like, fuck, you got a doctor. Come on in.
I'm gonna go to a clinic and convince them, like a clinic that is understaffed and has a lot of patients in semi-critical condition.
Dr. Matua, that's not going to work.
Yeah, no, I walked off while you guys were still having that conversation. So I have left to go find this
Fine.
place.
Fine.
There's going to be a really funny job.
Constantine,
I'm pretty
I
ready.
need you to tell me when you find a place to put our boots down on for the night. I need to find Dr. Matua.
Wait, Morgan, before you go, how long do you think we're staying? How many
A
days?
day, maybe? 2
That's
days? Look,
They're staying
get our
for it.
things. We get our affairs in order.
I'm not a
sell
busboy,
this.
Morgan.
What do you mean?
Oh, Morgan, you're lucky you're about 2 feet taller than me.
Look,
Listen.
we can't stay here. We need to go with the EDF. Can't
Listen.
find us.
Fine. What I'll try and do is I will try and get a place for us to stay pro bono by performing. I wanted to make some cash while we were here, but I guess that'll have to be good enough. Go find your doctor before she gets herself, I don't know, eaten by an alligator, a space alligator. Go.
Yeah. So
Alligator.
So can I
And she doesn't even have a compad. Fuck.
can I roll connect with intelligence to try to find a place that try to find a place that is understaffed.
If anything, you're gonna have to roll luck, which doesn't exist
that is
anymore.
understaffed. Well, no, because
Go for it.
it's just going to like a phone book or something.
Yeah.
It's
go for
not that hard, or like going like online, going to like a
You find the private Wi-Fi and you pull out your compad to. Oh no! Wait.
No. I go to a coffee shop or like a computer, like the place where you pay to go computer, and it wouldn't be hard.
Where you
to
pay
find a
to get a computer.
Yeah, she's a
They don't
very
know computers.
she's a very convincing person. I'm sure she can. So I find this place. I assume, Liam.
Do you have any money?
No money.
You have literally zero.
I have literally. I rolled the exact amount to be able to buy a med scanner.
Okay, you're an idiot.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Cool. So, by the way, guys, Matua doesn't actually have clothes or anything either. Like,
No.
there's literally one set of clothes.
Oh yeah. No, I have
fucking
one.
med scanner,
Well,
and
I
like
s-
that's.
I assumed clothes were like kind of. You can't buy clothes.
I love you, Matt. I
You
love
were
you. You're a
so
character.
everyone's least favorite person in that shuttle. Everyone else tried to like smell better by at least changing
I
their clothes.
assume I have clothes because I'm betting none of you motherfuckers bought clothes when you made your characters.
I literally I don't wear a shirt most
Yeah,
of the
well,
time, Matt.
That's fair enough.
All
Anyway,
right, cool. So, yeah, you find a place.
yeah. I want to. So, do I find a place in? What does that connect roll give me, Liam?
You find a place that's like understaffed, looking for a new like. So it's like a GP, right? Like it's like a
Yeah,
general health.
understaffed
It's
and
like a
have
free. Yeah, it's like a free place that you can go to get like.
and have
checkups
like
and
a
stuff.
lot of patients in the waiting room.
It's
Yeah.
like a healthcare center that's you pro bono operating off of like non-profit values.
Yeah, so I walk in and I go up to the front desk. Very smiling.
Yeah, like a young Belter girl sitting there and says, "Hello, madam. What can I do for you?"
Does she have a name tag?
Let's roll a name for her.
Name is Steve.
She can be Sarah. Why not?
Sarah?
Sarah.
Okay, yeah.
works.
She says, "Hello, ma'am. What can I do for you?" Like massive smile on my face. "Hello, Sarah. How are you doing today?"
Good. Thank you, ma'am.
You seem to be relatively understaffed, if you don't mind me saying so, and there seem to be a lot of patients in waiting.
We did post an advert for a new resident.
I would like to offer my services for the day. I can guarantee you I can get done with all of these patients within the day.
Let me go get the manager. This isn't really my decision.
A big smile as she goes.
Yeah. And then she comes back with probably a middle-aged belter woman, spacer woman. Fuck me, I've been reading too much Expanse. A spacer woman who steps back through. And, hello, ma'am. Heard you're here applying for a job?
Yeah, does she have a name tag?
No.
Does she not?
No.
Okay, yeah, I stick my hand out.
Not a doctor or a receptionist.
Stick my hand up, I guess, because she's taller than me. I put my hand out to shake her. Hello. Yes, I am Myra, and I'm looking to, well, help you guys out for the day. If you'd have me. Big smile.
She, pauses, says,
Yeah, and that pause before she can say anything else. I noticed that you had put out a wanted poster for help, and that your clinic is... Well, there are a lot of patients that need help, and I figured I would be able to provide that help.
Just for confirmation's sake, you haven't bathed in 2 weeks?
Because you literally came straight here.
Yep.
So, yeah, she looks you up and down and says, well, there's an entire application process we have to go through for any new staff, background checks and testing of skills, and
I can
we have to make sure you're
guarantee
actually qualified.
I can guarantee you right now I will be the most qualified person that you ever work with, and perhaps ever work with again. No offense to present company intended. I merely wish to make a little bit of money and help out people in need.
President Company is a receptionist, Matt.
No, she's a doctor.
The receptionist isn't.
No, but I was talking about the doctor. Not insulting her talent.
She she once again looks you up and down. I'm sorry, that's just not how we do business here. There is an entire process we go through with any new applicants, and skill tests and background checks, and we can't just let anyone have access to our confidential customer records.
I wouldn't even need to access the confidential records. I merely need to see the patient, I would talk to them, and they'd be right as rain right after. I do exclaim that I am an incredibly skilled physician.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but you're making yourself out to be the next coming of Mother Mary or something.
Can you roll, please?
Talk?
Just give me a roll, yeah.
I can indeed.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, Matt. Why?
You're at a minus, considering your current attire and
Minus
state.
what?
Everything. -4.
4? Motherfucker.
You don't exactly look like someone who actually knows what they're talking about.
If you were a con man...
re-rolling.
Cool.
You already used
Oh,
your
you've
reroll.
already re-rolled
It's
once.
once per scene, not session.
Oh, okay.
God, that -4 is killing me.
Well, I think it's
8?
supposed to. Ooh.
What the fuck, man?
8's good. 8's good.
8 minus 4.
No, the
So
-4 is,
4.
the -4 is in there.
You already put it in there?
Yeah, that's why the 8's really good. Because
Okay.
it's a 12.
She looks you up and down. Let me make her a roll. I don't want to make this decision. Let's give her a roll.
Yeah. Like any smart con man would at least have gotten a shower first.
Yeah, I didn't think of that as a player.
You should realize, Matt's not smart.
It's not that I'm not smart. I didn't realize that there wasn't a shower on the ship.
We were in a shuttle.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't think about that. I didn't realize there wasn't a shower.
Also, you have one pair of clothes.
I don't. I have multiple pairs of clothes.
Throw her minister.
You have one pair of clothes that's incredibly
It probably even says like
9?
the candle on
Damn.
like your breast pocket or something.
No,
So
no, those are my personal clothes. Anyway, yeah.
She looks
Damn
yeah
it.
she looks you up and down,
Damn it.
and kind of gives like a sad smile and shakes her head. No, I'm sorry. There is an entire process. I can't just waive that. It doesn't matter how qualified you are. I can't just break the system. I'm sorry. Have a good day, man.
Well, you have doomed all of your patients to die horrifically then. I turn around and leave. I say that very cheerfully.
She like
Pump poison
Yeah,
gas into
I
the
just
system.
leave. I
pauses.
turn around and leave.
She pauses, and then like so Mature turns around and leaves, and we see her walk over, like just like stare after Mature, and then she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a compad, and the screen goes black.
What the?
Um,
You're an idiot, Matt.
That also sounds like a threat, Matt. They're all gonna die.
That wasn't a threat. It was a statement that because they're not
From the
hiring me.
crazy person.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
no, I realize that came off very.
Can I
crazy
find
there.
her now, or is it more of a?
I make my way
This
back to the
actually takes
shuttle.
effort.
I go back to the
yeah,
shuttle
so I
after that.
think you wander into each other. Like I think you find each other.
Oh, thank God! What have you done?
The people
Suddenly
on
you're
this
in a
station
locker.
are idiots, Morgan. Absolute idiots.
Myra, they're all idiots. What did you expect?
You know, you're right. I shouldn't expect so much out of them. Let's be done with this place.
Right. And
When you go back to the
he
shuttle,
wiggles
find-
with the compad and he's like, Constantine, I found Mature. Have you found a place yet?
Cool.
I will
So let's cut to
I will let you
Yep.
know
Cut
when
to
I do
this.
some rolls.
sweet.
So you
So what do we see?
You just
Morgan?
see me on Spoogle.
Constantine. Yep. The best place.
Yep.
Love,
And I'm just
loving some spoogle.
That was an awful use of words. Anyway, I regret my choices. I'm just looking up like any establishment that does entertainment and like provides rooming, and just getting anyone on the phone I can, being like, well, I'm this person. If you set me up with 2 rooms for the night, I will play the show pro bono.
Roll me connect with
Yes,
your
sir.
charisma, just to see how well the people around this station know of you. Obviously, the guard did, but we'll see how well the other people around know of you.
Yeah, it's gonna be real sad when that dude's my only fan on the station.
Yeah, when you start rolling, when this is like a double one, and
Your only fan in all known space.
Do I get to do a reroll as a partial expert?
No,
No.
Damn it.
No? Yes? No? Maybe?
no,
I
you
thought you
don't.
did.
That's the only thing an expert has.
Okay.
Same with the
That's-
Warriors combat
XP
thing.
bucks. They get extra.
Yeah, but it's not.
You're not.
so it takes you a while, Constantine. You keep calling places, and places turn you down because they've already got somebody booked, or they have literally no idea who you are, and you don't interest them.
Those hurt the most.
After a while, it's probably been like an hour to 2 hours of you calling through places. You start to reach some of the like lower quality places.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of them will take you on for that deal. They'll give you room and board for a show, too.
Quick question, Lane. Weren't you a teen pop star?
No, I said my first like hit was when I was a teenager on
Please,
Mars.
good Pop star.
No. I highly doubt people with scars like my character become teen pop stars.
Become pop stars.
You get the scars after becoming a teen pop star.
That's why you
That's
join
true.
a boy band and become the bad boy.
I'll keep that in mind if I ever retire the character. I'll ditch Leona and join Earth, Wind, and Fire instead.
Excuse me. Excuse me. No thanks. Please don't go into my food. Leave my food alone.
Cat.
So yeah, I tell Morgan, it's like, well, I got us a place. It's not the best place, but it's free.
That's all we need. Thanks. That and a shower.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Anyway,
Minus
impressed is
fucking
Morgan?
4.
I've done 2 things for you today. 2
You know-
whole things.
Constantine, I think we are starting the path down towards a beautiful friendship.
Starting? Question? Sad face.
I mean, we were already friends, but we're becoming the best of friends.
Don't tell Leona. Winky face. Yeah.
Okay,
All right, cool.
Myra, I have a place. We have a place.
Would
Arlene,
that be a good time for a
you
break?
don't need
William?
to search for her anymore.
Can I do something first?
I found her.
Yeah, let's do Gwen's scene first.
Yeah,
We'll see.
fine.
We'll play out this first. Go for it, Gwen.
During this entire time, Gwen's just sitting in the shuttle. She's trying to find the IDF scanner thing, like the
What? Sorry.
identify friend foe thing. So it's like the thing that identifies as an EDF ship.
Okay. You know that you would know as a character, because your character knows things about this. On any sort of military vessel, they're essentially programmed to melt down into a pool of molten metal if they're tampered with. So you can do it, and you can definitely pull it out and make changes to it, but it's going to be really difficult and dangerous. So it's up to you. You make that decision, but I wanted to let you know what your character would know before continuing. Yeah, you know where it is, so you can find it pretty easily. It's just now up to you whether you want to continue your course of action.
Gwen is going to try and take it out of the ship and save it for later use, without
Okay.
destroying it.
Cool. All right, roll me a, I guess, fix.
Yep. 6 with what's my highest stat? Where the fuck are my stats going? I hate this character sheet. They've changed everything. Where the fuck did the stats go?
They're right there.
For
It's
some reason they
probably
minimize.
this is probably going to be a dex or intelligence task.
It's going to be Dex because that one's higher.
Cool.
Actually, no, intelligence higher. Never mind.
Let's see how well you do.
Come on, roll
Is
20.
it a program or a fix?
There's no program.
Oh.
There's a program, but this is a fixed thing. I'm trying to take something apart.
Yeah, but I
He's
mean,
not
you
trying
could
to,
have
he's not
like
trying to
a...
reprogram it yet. He's trying to
8.
take it apart. Okay. So you get it, so you start removing this core. It's part of the transponder for the ship. So you start taking that out, and you get probably 3/4 of the way through the process before it jolts, and you smell this acrid acid burning as the contents of this box you are removing turns to molten slag.
Well, shit. And I think that's